What's up guys and welcome back to On The Brick, where today I have a mock that's built out of actual Lego for once. I know. Someone recently bought the part kit for this off of my store ONTHEBRICK.FUN, so I figured, well, why not just show it off myself as well. Now this is of course the ARKHAM ASYLUM Batmobile from the designer Lucas with the instructions sold by BrickVault. These are some of the cheaper instructions on their website, coming in at only $4.99. And that's because the entire build only comes in at 213 pieces. However, I'm going to tell you right now that their estimated $18 cost for the parts is extremely generous. It's about twice that. But that doesn't take away from the fact that this is one awesome looking build, and if you are a fan of Batman, it's definitely one worth getting. Even though this is a pretty small build, you can see that it is still packed with details, and it resembles the ARKHAM ASYLUM Batmobile extremely well. Even if you didn't know exactly where this was from, just by looking at the various elements included, you would be able to tell that it's a Batmobile. There are a lot of angles going on in the front of this build to get the bumpers, the lights, and like the wheel hoods, whatever those things are called. I'm not a car person, I'm a Lego person. But Lucas did manage to get them to all fit pretty well together, but there are some parts during the construction of this build where things are just a little weird in how they come together and maybe a bit too fragile, which is unfortunately just a byproduct of something being this small. One of those weird areas is actually the side here. See, most of this build is black, but some of the areas are accented with these silver gray pieces, and the four that you see directly in the middle there kind of come on a little weird. When building it, it almost felt like the steps were out of order, but in the end, it's pretty easy to figure out. And I also personally really like how these wheel wells came out. I didn't Google it, I just remembered it. I think not having them in black really helps them stand out and adds a little bit more color to what's pretty much just a really dark vehicle. But of course, the back also looks really cool, and this is personally one of my favorite sections of this vehicle. I like the use of the red translucent pieces. For the lights, I like that you can have like the afterburner there, and that there are the three distinct fins, which every Batmobile pretty much needs to have. I know that's not true, but it really does help sell that it is a Batmobile. There's not really much of an interior to this build at all, but there is a place that you can supposedly fit a Batman inside. Now, I say supposedly because I just couldn't do it. I have well over 100 different Batmans. Most of them are custom or knockoff versions of Batman, this being one of them. I'll let you guess which one. But no matter which way I angled his legs or his arms or whatever I tried, I just couldn't really get it to work. So this is the end result ultimately. And in the end, considering that is like the one function that this build has, it's really disappointing that it doesn't really work. But it does still look cool, so it kind of balances out. This build is a little bit smaller than the Tumbler version that I showed off recently. I think it's about as long, and in terms of width and height though, it is shorter and it has fewer pieces if I remember correctly. I do think they look really cool next to each other. The Tumbler version is still my favorite though. So with all of that said, this is still a really cool build to have. Like I said, if you're a fan of Batman or the Batmobile, this is definitely one worth getting. I would give it a 10 out of 10 in price of instructions, an 8 out of 10 in final design, a 7 out of 10 in quality of the build. There are some pieces and places that are a little more unstable than I would like, and the instructions would get a 7 out of 10 in quality as well. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and if there are any other Batmobiles you would like to have me build. Remember to check out the newest giveaway for the month of August, and to get extra entries, join me on Patreon where you can join all of these wonderful people and get shoutouts like Jonathan. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.